What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Alibaba with the ticker symbol BABA. Remember that if you want a chart analysis guaranteed to be done, please read the description below. Before we begin, please take a second to give the video a like and subscribe for more chart analysis. I appreciate all those who have already subscribed and liked my videos. Just a reminder that this video is for entertainment purposes only, does not constitute any financial advice. I will first go over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. It's Baba Fridays, guys, so let's just see what my number one position has been doing. So you see that we've just been chopping around sideways, dancing around this EMA. The EMA is very flat. This is pretty much the flattest it has been pretty much in this entire downtrend. So the EMA is pretty flat. The price action is staying within tight bounds. You can see that this 127 level is acting as a very tough resistance to break through, and this channel or this range that I drew pretty much since early this year is still holding true. At first it was like this, but then you can see that we just made a bigger range if I just drag it up. So we've been staying inside of this range for several months now, and we're still inside of it, and the EMA is acting as resistance and support. We are just dancing around near it, just going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. We are finding chopping around this midline. This is where you can get stopped out a lot, this midline of the ranges. Even if you do see a good setup, it normally just probably gonna be a trap. So we are having a tough time breaking through this 127 level, and looks like prices are being supported by this 120 level, 119 level. So it looks like earnings are coming up, so we could see a big move in either direction. Maybe not. Sometimes you'd be surprised. Sometimes earnings, the day just makes the price action flat. Sometimes you just see maybe a 1 or 2% swing in either direction. Normally you do get big swings when earnings are announced, but sometimes you'd be surprised it just be flat. So maybe Baba, it might just be flat, but let's just see if we were to swing with the big moves, where would we go? So let's just say if we do get a break outside of this range, where can we possibly go? I don't know if earnings will be able to push the market up this much, but it's at the 162 level, 160 level. And if we do break down the same amount, because when we do get a break outside the range and we do continue outside of it, normally you make a measured move, which was the size of the range, and the target on the lower side is at the $87 level. So it's gonna be interesting to see which way Baba wants to go. So we did have this massive downtrend in play. Baba is still in a bear market, so I wouldn't be thinking that this is a bottom or not, because we could make lower prices. However, since we did sell off a lot, and if price action does come near the support before the earnings, we could see the pop up. So it just depends on where Baba is relation to the this range before earnings come. If it breaks out here, then we might see the drop down. So it's gonna be interesting to see. There's only a few more days left. Next week is a holiday on Monday, so I don't think the market is open. So we have Tuesday and Wednesday. I think the earnings are going to be announced. What is the 24th? Is that a Wednesday, or it looks like it's the Thursday? So we have Tuesday. We have 2 more days of price action before the earnings are announced. So I doubt they can drop it down all the way to the 112 level. It might just be hovering around this 118 level before the earnings are announced. So we're gonna have to wait and see what Baba wants to do. It's just very hard to tell. You can see that if someone made a prediction back here in late January, the price action is not moving up or down a lot. It's just staying within these tight, pretty much $10 swing. So might just see more of that. So let's take a look at the bigger pattern. So this is a small range inside of the bigger downtrend pattern that I've been showing you guys. Just keep you guys updated. It's important to see how close we are to any support or resistance lines on this channel, because this could move prices a lot. You can see that every time we touched the top or bottom, it led to bigger moves. So right now we're not really near any of them, so we're just moving kind of sideways, kind of like what we're doing over here or even over here. So we did get a bounce from over here on the support side, excuse me. So normally that leads to a push up to the resistance side. So for the longs, we could see another reason for the market to continue up. There's a gap that over here that could be filled also. So there's 3 reasons. The first reason is that a lot of people aren't expecting much from Chinese stocks during the earnings. So we could see a push up, especially since their valuations are much better than their American counterparts. You can see that Palantir sold off a lot, Roblox sold off a lot, SPC probably going to be selling off a lot. So I'll be surprised, or I wouldn't be surprised, if Chinese stocks do the opposite of American stocks. You can see PayPal sold off, Facebook sold off, bad earnings. So if these Chinese companies do well during earnings, we could see maybe a possible big move up. And I wouldn't be surprised because they were beaten down so much and people aren't expecting much. That's just my theory, that maybe Chinese stocks are just going to be all reversing. Maybe not completely reversing, but at least see a bigger move take place than before. So that's what I see on the daily chart. It's just pretty much sideways action. You can see that this green channel is still holding. We're kind of just dancing around the midline or the middle of the range. The EMA is very flat, pretty much the flattest it has ever been. So there's a lot of indecision. People don't know if to buy right now. People don't know if to sell. So it's just kind of no man's land right now. It's just dropping back and forth. I think people are just going to wait for earnings to make their big move. So we'll have to wait and see which way wants to break. So if we break to the lower side, I think we can easily stop out all the people who went long right here. And we can definitely reach the 108 level again. If we break out to the upside, I think we can easily stop out all the shorts up here at the 140 level. So if we do continue past that, we could enter the 160 level or even the $80 level. So it just depends on where the price action is relative to the earnings, and just we gotta wait for the earnings. You can see that we're also finding resistance at the midline of this yellow channel. So it's kind of making lower highs. You can see the price action is making lower highs. Let me erase everything real quick. There's a lot of drawings I just put on here and show you guys just the major pattern again, and show you that there's a lot of price bars that are respecting it. So that's what makes me believe that is drawn correctly. So let me draw this one more time. Let me drag it down. So you can see that the dashed line of this channel working lower is acting as resistance. We got rejected here, we got rejected here. We're making lower highs. However, we are making higher lows. So we're coming into a point where we could see a huge break. So it could be the upside, downside. I'm a BABA investor. It'd be nice if it breaks to the upside. I don't know if that's going to be the bottom and we should be celebrating. It doesn't really matter. I'm a long-term holder on this company. But I am leaning more towards the upper side just because we got a double test over here. We had a little failed break over here. We have a gap over here that could be filled. We also, since we did come over here, we could come over here. That's just normally how the market moves. So there are multiple reasons to be bullish, but there are also some reasons to be bearish. So I'm expecting that push up. That would be my guess, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do break down. So let's go ahead and wrap this up on the weekly chart. So here's the weekly chart for Alibaba. Just been going down and down since pretty much November of 2020. So if we go to November of this year and we're still going down, that's a 2-year bear market. That's just brutal. So you can see that recent price action is just going sideways, waiting for the EMA to catch up and maybe even act as overhead resistance, because we have not been above the EMA since February of last year. So it's already been 1 year since we have not been above the EMA. It's a very strong downtrend. And every time we come to the EMA, we find resistance. So eventually, I think that's going to change. I just don't know when exactly. I mean, probably within this year, most likely, that we will probably get above the EMA and start maybe an uptrend. So this is the downtrend working lower. So the major pattern is still down. So maybe this earnings will push prices up. And like I said before, we get a breakout side of the channel. We normally expect we normally should expect a retest of the previous extreme. So we can get that one push down. That will show signs of weakness in this downtrend, and maybe this could be leading to a reversal. And this could probably take an entire year to play out. So no one should be expecting any moon prices yet. It could just be a long-term hold. So that's pretty much everything I have for Alibaba. I'll give you guys an update most likely next Friday. Thank you for stopping by and checking out my video. Make sure to check out the rest of the channel since you might be surprised at what you can learn. Leave a comment down below on where you think prices are headed. Also share the video if you want your friends to learn about the markets. Lastly, I appreciate any feedback to help improve the channel since I want to deliver great content to you guys. See you next time and bye.